Marco Vicenzino joins me now from Miami. Marco, great to have you on the program. We hope you and your family are doing well. Your thoughts on the president leaving? Well, let's talk about first your thoughts on these comments now that we were hearing from the president with regards to disinfectants and perhaps light therapy.
Sure.
And of course, you're hearing from Dr. Deborah Brick saying, okay, maybe we're missing the point here. We need to focus on giving people the right information they need and about safety of all Americans. But this certainly had an impact.
Sure. I mean, the president has conducted roughly 49 to 50 press conferences since the end of February. They've been getting very high ratings. Obviously, the American public they need some sense of assurance throughout this crisis. But when you have such long, extended press conferences, you often run the risk of veering off topic, and at times veering off topic, single statements, whether one considers them to be sarcastic or not, they'll obviously have blowback. And I think what we have here is one statement that he made in particular, whether he regarded it as sarcastic or not, the blowback is pretty heavy. So I think right now, when you saw the previous press conference on Friday, it was reduced dramatically to 21 minutes. I think it was an attempt to try to diffuse this, at least in the current news cycle. Now, whether that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether he comes back to do more press conferences, how long they will go on for, these remain serious questions that not even his advisors know about. That's something that the president will decide last minute, and that's his style of doing it. It's he does things without telling his advisors, and I think they're pretty much prepared for that.
Certainly in a very, shaky situation with the country dealing with COVID-19, the pandemic, the number of deaths, the number of cases, everybody on edge. Now, of course, we're also hearing about certain states reopening and the president leaving now that decision to governors to go ahead and do that. Your thoughts on that? Is that the right move, or should we be looking at a much broader national level, response here or template in terms of who should open and who shouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you have human lives. Secondly, you have the health of ordinary citizens, the health of the national economy, and also the Constitution, the federal system, whereby you have strike a balance between the powers of the central government, the federal government, and the states. Often it's the governors. The governors have the call whether or not to close things down or open them up. So I think there needs to be strike a balance between the president, the governors, not just on a bilateral basis, but you need the governors, which is taking place at the regional level. The northeastern governors, the southeastern governors, the governors on the West Coast and the Midwest. Obviously, many of their local economies are intertwined. So this is not something that's black or white.
Right.
I mean, if you do reopen, you have to do it gradually also, and you must do it flexibly with the ability
then I want to get your thoughts
restore.
then on.
Sure.
Give me your thoughts then on Georgia. Georgia is getting set to reopen. Could it be setting the precedent? But you're looking at a state that's got a number of cases there, and there's still a great deal of concerns with regards to the pandemic.
Well, the opening, like I said, the governor takes it. It depends to what extent. The terms I was using is gradual, and it has to be flexible. Gradual, I think he may have jumped the gun a bit in going too far and opening too much. In fact, President Trump made that point very clearly about the governor of Georgia. I mean, opening up hair salons, things of that nature. It has to be, in my opinion, it has to be more gradual. The governor needs a degree of flexibility, because if there's a second attack, a second wave of attack, you need that flexibility to be able to close down. Now, we look at a country like Singapore. Obviously, Singapore is a city-state, 7 million people, and they were considered to be one of the top 10 in the world in terms of handling this crisis. But they had a second attack, a second wave. And as a result, it was because migrant workers living in close quarters. The coronavirus spread there. So now they're backtracking, and they have to go as a second wave. They have to start shutting down again. So it's important to have that level of flexibility. And once again, it's the central government, the governors, the local governments also. You have to strike a balance here. There's a lot at stake, but flexibility and gradual opening, I think, is what's needed.
Yeah, no, exactly. And as you said right there is a lot at stake. So many lives holding in the balance here. Political analyst Marco Vicenzino talking to me in Miami. Marco, appreciate your analysis on this. We wish you and your family safety.
Thank you.